Welcome to the Yips.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Can you believe it?
I'm Molly.
I'm Eric.
And this is a baseball podcast for people who love or just sort of like baseball.
Or whatever.
Or anywhere in between.
Yeah.
Today we are going to highlight the collective bargaining agreement and some potential changes to the league's draft structure.
I'm interested in that topic because I don't know a hell of a lot about it.
Yeah.
So
We'll dive deep. Then you're going to do a rules roundup.
yeah, but well, we used to call it the Rules Corner, but
We just had a powwow and we decided we're going to change the name.
I think I wanted to call it the Rules Roundup because it's got more of like a Western flair.
I'm already envisioning the text overlay with like a rope font.
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyway, yeah, maybe I could wear a cowboy hat
Yeah.
when it's time for the Rules Roundup.
We have all those Cubs patches. We could sew a Cubs patch onto the cowboy hat.
The red cowboy hat?
Well, that doesn't fit you.
No. Also, I don't think I'm ready for a red cowboy hat. That's
Yeah,
like
sure.
really
What color
coming
do
out of the
you
gates
want?
hard.
Blue?
What's traditional? Just like brown?
Brown town. And then I'm going to dive deep into Mookie Betts and explain to you guys why he's about to be your new favorite player.
Yeah. Seems like a really likable guy.
So how's your week been, Eric?
It's been pretty good. Summer's in full swing, so that means that I had to wrestle with the sliding screen patio door that we have on the back of our house that is constantly just like
It's been broken for
all
years.
jammed up, and you gotta like yank on it like this, and it's
Okay, here's the thing that is interesting about Eric and men in general is like, I don't know how to do things and I'm totally fine admitting that. So then I like ask the internet or like try to like ask for help. And like Eric was like, he finally fixed the screen door. He's like, yeah, I looked it up on YouTube. And I was like, well, how are you trying to fix it before?
well, no, I mean that's with YouTube. I just happened
you found
to
the right
find
video.
a better video for the issue that we've been having with the damn thing for years.
So next thing you know, he's going to fix the gutters.
Yeah, the
He's
gutters are falling off
He's
our
going
garage.
to retile our kitchen. He's
Ugh.
going to fix the sink in the kitchen bathroom.
No. There's no way that I could fix that. It's like a plumbing issue. I'd have to like tear apart the wall. I'm not doing that.
I believe in you.
Don't believe in me because don't encourage it because it'll turn into a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, fixed the screen door, felt like a man.
Smoked some chickens on the same day.
Oh yeah.
You really had your like suburban dad day.
Yeah, we've got a smoker in the backyard.
Eric had Juneteenth off because he deserves it.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I've had a pretty good week. We went to a Cubs game. We got on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, that was
Which ruled.
that was a big one.
We also went to a White Sox game. So we've been to 2 baseball games this week. And I'm like, we have nothing on the calendar.
No. You mean going forward?
To go to yeah, we have no game.
I know.
We have to get something on the calendar.
We should switch it up. We go to like a Dogs game.
I don't
We've
want to
even
go to a Dogs game.
How come?
I like watching.
Yeah. The Chicago Dogs are like an unaffiliated minor league team. Their stadium is like out by Chicago's O'Hare Airport. The mascot is a hot dog.
It's really family
It's
friendly.
kind of clever. Yeah.
What else did I do this week?
Not good baseball though.
I'm like, I hired somebody to help me in my studio, which is amazing. And
yeah.
she is a baseball fan.
She better be listening to this show.
Yeah.
Welcome to who are like other podcasts refer to their fans as something like
Oh, the Yippies.
oh, the Yippies.
What else would they be?
All right. Well, Elizabeth, welcome to the Yippies. Welcome to Yippies Nation. Isn't that the worst? I hate it when people are like,
Yip Nation.
I guess it's like a sports thing though. So
Yeah.
Yip Nation, I
But-
guess, is a thing.
So Elizabeth makes these bowls that are inspired. You know when you go to the ballpark and you get soft serve in like a plastic bowl that's shaped like a player's hat?
No, the helmet, the batting helmet.
The helmet, yeah.
Yeah.
She's been making ceramic versions of those. And I was showing Eric on YouTube. And so on Instagram, and Elizabeth makes Sox and Cubs versions of these. And I was showing Eric on YouTube, and he was like, "Oh my God," or Instagram, and the White Sox had commented on hers.
Yeah,
on her post, they were like, "This is incredible." I'm like, "That's cool."
No, they used one word. They just said obsessed.
Obsessed. Yeah.
What a compliment.
I know. So maybe
From
one day,
from the official account too.
yeah, maybe one day we'll get some recognition from the actual team.
Yeah. I'd also like one of the bowls that she's made too.
I know. We should get one.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, so let's get into a bit of current events in baseball. There's been some stuff going on this week. Mike Trout announced his retirement.
Yeah. That's crazy. I feel like he's just been like a fixture in baseball for so long.
Right.
And we talked about him a little bit, where it's just like he's kind of not on a lot of people's radar for like the best player for some time. And that's partly because he's chosen to stay with the Angels his entire career. But I guess it is going to be different to not hear Mike Trout news during the course of the season.
Do you know what?
Even though he's never on a competitive team.
Do you know how many seasons he's played?
I think this is his 15th.
In the majors or?
In the majors.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good career.
Yeah. I mean, you can't ask for much better. I think it's really admirable, too, that he stayed with the Angels, even though they don't necessarily have the most glitzy.
No, I mean, they
I don't even know what to say.
They tried they really did put forth a serious concerted effort to build a quality team around him. I mean, they got Shohei.
Mm-hmm.
So it just didn't really pan out. Whereas we all know Shohei left, went to the other LA team, and Mike Trout stayed. So
aside from that, the major news this week is the MLB and the Players Association. I don't know when they're supposed to meet, but they are about to meet to renegotiate some things, especially in terms of the draft. And the MLB draft and all sports drafts are very foreign to me, but I do understand a little bit after researching some of the changes that the MLB is proposing. And I don't know how the Players Association feels, but I do know how some of the fans feel. So basically, the MLB wants to change 3 things about the draft. They want to shorten it. So right now, I think it's 20 rounds, and they want to shorten the amount of rounds.
Why?
I don't really know.
Players in baseball? Or anyway, go ahead.
I said a shortened draft with signing bonus cutoffs.
Okay.
The MLB wants to change the signing bonuses so that your signing bonus will be directly related to what position you are in the draft. And it's non-negotiable. It would just be like a fixed number.
So it's like a prize you get for winning 3rd place or whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The other change they want to make is they want to start drafting only college players. Right now, you can get drafted into the MLB straight out of high school, but now they want to change that so that you have to go to at least 2 years of college. We'll get into that a little bit deeper in a minute.
That's interesting.
And the other change they wanted to make is to structure and formalize the international draft. So right now, international players are free agents and negotiate their own contracts, but the MLB wants to create a draft lottery system the same way that they have their current amateur lottery, like normal player lottery, domestic lottery, and because they're trying to save the team's money. So let's dive deep a little bit into the college/high school draft conversation, because this is really contested. So basically, the MLB wants to shift to eliminating the potential to draft players straight out of high school, and their argument is that they really want to support the NCAA college teams. Because right now, if you're a great player in high school, you're going to go straight into the major leagues and you're not going to go to college. Whereas like if you do go to college, then some of these colleges can get more talent and it can potentially bolster their programs.
Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. So are they trying to set this up to turn college baseball into what college football is now.
That's kind of what they're saying. They're acting like it's a generous thing to the college teams.
Yeah, but there's got to be some kind of monetary reason why they're doing this.
Well, so a lot of fans think that it's the MLB outsourcing conditioning to college programs.
Okay, so
it's like, let the colleges take these like pretty green high school players, whittle them into the athletes that they could be, and get them into the major leagues. And the downside of this is, because of it, this will probably cut the minor leagues potentially in half.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have these really talented players, you know, honing their skills in the minors before they get to the majors. They'll be doing that on the field at a college versus in the minors. So
you'd figure that some of these teams would want to keep a close eye over player development. And that's a lot of the reason why the affiliated minor league teams exist, is because they have their coaches there, their staff there, their trainers and et cetera, to like oversee closely that development. And now they're going to outsource it to like college teams with coaches they have no control over.
Well,
interesting.
I mean, I think it's a good point to bring up the NFL or the NBA. They can draft straight out of high school, right? Or no?
No.
They used to be able to.
They used to,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think that like that's a good parallel to look at, is like how the NBA, who recently changed their draft structure, well, recently as in like what, like at this point 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I just remember LeBron was drafted straight out of high school, and he was like the last major player in my on my radar that got drafted in that way.
Yeah, I remember like Derrick Rose had to go to college for 2 years.
Right.
And it's just like, it's kind of a joke. I mean, it's like, if you're really good at something, like if you're an 18-year-old kid who's good enough to play professional sports, you're at that level, it's like, that's what you should be doing.
I kind of disagree. I kind of like that they're incentivized to go to college because, and I don't know too much about the NCAA rules for like brand deals and stuff, because I know that a lot of college players have gotten the shaft in terms of money. And that's a whole other discussion I don't want to dive deep into right now, because it opens up a huge can of worms. But I do think that there is a benefit to some of these players doing 2 years of college or university. I mean, I know that they're not like going to class the way that like you and I went to class, but like they do have to go to school, and there's not, if they have the opportunity to have a full ride to a college because they're that good, and then there's like expectations of like some sort of education, like that does make a more well-rounded player in person.
But what you just said too is that like not all of these people are guaranteed full ride scholarships. And
But if they were good enough to get drafted into the MLB, then they're straight out of high school, they're probably good enough to get a full ride to a college. No?
Yeah, but we don't know that yet. Maybe, I don't know. The conspiratorial side of my brain is wondering,
You're smart too. There's something sinister at foot here.
suspects that there's something underhanded going on here. And also it just kind of feels like, why would you, there has to be some reason to raise the barrier to entry.
Well, I think also, to me, the most interesting effect of this could be the changes to the minor leagues, because
Yeah, that sucks.
you have, how is it with minor leagues? It's like AAA, AA,
Single A.
single A, and single A is better or AAA is better?
AAA is the closest.
Okay, so what would happen probably is like single A and AA teams would be the most affected. And it, like, this might be a stretch, but it's almost like that's the middle class of baseball.
Yeah.
And we're cutting out the middle, like everything in America. And it's just kind of depressing because, like, you know, I lived in Richmond, Virginia. We have a minor league team there. It's really fun to go to the game.
Flying Squirrels?
The Flying Squirrels.
Yeah.
And that's like that was a huge part of living in Richmond, was like going to a minor league game. And to think about those places being not being there, those teams not being there, that to me is the saddest effect.
Well, yeah, I mean, what do they want you to like go to the University of Virginia instead to see their baseball team?
Well, on the other hand, like I was thinking, like I don't know anything about the College World Series in baseball, and I don't follow any NCAA sports. I mean, I don't follow sports in general, but like, people love March Madness. And it's like, maybe the benefit of this is that it will inject a little bit more excitement into NCAA baseball. Right now, they're proposing that you would have to complete 2 years of college. So after your sophomore year, you would be eligible to be drafted into the MLB. Okay, the record for the youngest player to ever be drafted in the MLB, because I was curious about this, is
16?
a man named Alfredo Escalera.
Okay.
He was drafted to the Kansas City Royals in the 8th round of the 2012 draft at just 17 years and 114 days. And I include the days because there is another player who was drafted who was 17 years and 116 days. Like, when you get that granular, like, you have to be like...
Where is our boy Alfredo?
I think he's still at Kansas City. I have to look him up, though.
Yeah.
Well, that was 2012, so no. I mean, he might be...
No, yeah, 2012 was a long time ago.
I know.
Yeah, he might be working at Home Depot.
I think I was born in 2012.
You weren't.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
brand new.
Yeah.
Okay, another change with this, a potential change with this draft is, or with this collective bargaining agreement, is MLB wants to shorten the draft with signing bonus cutoffs that will relate directly to position in the draft. So in 2026, the number 1 draft pick is estimated to be $11 million, but that player can and is expected to negotiate for more. In this proposed change, the player will not be able to negotiate for more, thus saving the team's money, ostensibly.
Ugh.
So this is a quote. The proposal would also cut the MLB draft from 20 to 12 rounds, slash draft bonuses by more than 50% compared to last year's totals, allow for more expansive trading of draft picks, and establish hard draft slots, and would mean that a draft pick's signing bonus would be for a set amount as determined by the draft position. And somebody on Reddit responding to this said, holy crap, we might not have baseball next year.
No, because as you're explaining this, and admittedly, I don't know a lot about this. I generally don't really like thinking about money and baseball. I like to think about baseball as like a game. And like, it does kind of feel like the owners union is setting up to fight with the players union.
So this was somebody...
all these rich ass owners are getting together and being like, well, I don't want to pay that kid another $1 million, when like $1 million for at least like the Ricketts family is a drop in the bucket. Yeah, pay the kids.
Somebody responded, baseball's too popular currently. We need to smother it in the crib again and skip a season, apparently. 94 strike season part 2. So,
which was devastating.
Yeah. So, I mean, this could potentially, if they can't come to an agreement, this could potentially lead to a player strike. But these are all, I mean, this is how, I was just looking into the WNBA, Players Association negotiations, and I think often the league will come to the table with like pretty extreme stipulations, and it's just the beginning of the negotiations.
Well, yeah,
so
whittle down.
Hopefully this won't happen. And then just to briefly go into the international draft change proposition. So right now, teams can court international players as free agents, and the players pick their teams. But MLB is proposing an international draft with a cutoff of $200 million in bonuses. And it would be structured similarly to the domestic amateur draft. So international players would be drafted in rounds, just like the American draft here, with a weighted lottery. And the Players Association is opposing this because it takes the autonomy away from the player. So right now, like a Korean baseball player can show up to a few different teams and use them to negotiate with one another and get the best deal, whereas this will cut off and formalize that kind of draft.
This is another interesting part of this too, because in the past, there's a couple agencies that represent players.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, a lot of the players need an agent to negotiate things like this on their behalf. But what's happened is that I think that there's been like a consolidation of powerful agencies.
Are they kind of predatory?
Well, no.
Oh.
But I mean, maybe. I'm sure that somebody knows better than me. But I know that in the past, and having not paid attention to this, there's like one agent named Scott Boras, I think is his name. And his roster of players that he represents are the elites, kind of. And
the international elites.
Yeah. Or no, just baseball elites. And I wonder that, and believe me, I don't feel bad if this guy's, power is kind of cut out, because it does kind of feel like he's a bit of a leech, maybe even predatory. But I wonder if these changes are going to remove some of the agency that.
So Boris is pissed.
He's got to be pissed.
He said, the commissioner's office has issued an edict to all major league franchises, development staff, coaching and scouting staff that you're frankly not worthy of choosing and developing talent. It's bad business. So Scott Boras is saying not only is this bad for players, but it's bad for the team's
baseball itself.
Yeah, or the team's autonomy.
He might be right.
And he's saying, yeah, you're telling the development staff and the coaching and scouts that you're not worthy of choosing and developing talent. Like it's taking a lot of agency away from the individual teams.
And from the agent, in this case, Scott Boras is like, how am I going to make any money now?
Yeah,
I'm useless.
Yeah, I guess he's prone to puns. So someone said, when he's not cutting puns, you know he's mad.
Shit.
So that's basically what's going on with the collective bargaining agreement potential. And I don't know exactly when this will get ironed out, but we'll keep our eye on it and explain it to the best of our ability.
I mean, I
still don't understand the draft. I'm like, what's a round? But we decided that could be a fun off-season topic.
Yeah. But I am interested in hearing more about the collective bargaining agreement and understanding a little bit more the power dynamic between the players, their agents, the league, and the team owners. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is.
And the Players Association in general, like I'm like, who represents them? Like, how? Like, it's almost like a union of all the MLB players, and it's kind of interesting to think about these kinds of negotiations and how the fans feel. But it's super complicated, and it's changing, or it might be changing a lot. We'll see.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. All right, should we do rules roundup?
Welcome to the roundup.
Eric told me he had 3 pages in the doc, and I was like, you got to edit it, love.
All right, so I do have it scripted. So I'm apologies to the listeners, but I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading out loud, basically.
And I'm not allowed to talk. I shouldn't be talking.
No. What? I gotta stop. I gotta stop lassoing. It's hurting my arm.
You guys have to see how he talks to me when the cameras aren't rolling.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, welcome to the old rules roundup. I should probably like figure out a way to overdub some sounds of like a cracking.
Pew, pew, pew.
No, a cracking whip.
Pew, pew, pew.
Like a whip. So today on the rules roundup, we're gonna
infield fly rule.
We're gonna be talking about the infield fly rule. Okay, calm down. We're gonna get to it.
We've been working out, so we feel like we can really lasso without like worrying about the jiggle. Did you never think about that? It's so crazy.
Yeah, so I have been looking for topics to cover on the old rules roundup. Mm-hmm. And, if you remember, if you're a loyal yip head.
An OG.
A yippie.
A yippie from the old country.
Yeah, you'll remember that we covered the ABS system, the automatic ball and strike call system. And so, I was like, that has got to be like the juiciest.
Yeah, because it's so new.
It's brand new and it's controversial and, it's really in the spotlight right now. I mean, if you're watching games, you're watching challenges happen. But when I was taking a look at other possible rules to cover, I found that there are quite a few.
Yeah.
A lot of them can be interpreted in different ways depending on which human is doing the interpretation, which is interesting. And yeah. So the infield fly rule.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. And, I've watched a lot of baseball and I have definitely seen multiple times where the infield fly rule is invoked by the umpire and not really understood what it means.
You haven't understood, and probably a lot of people don't.
Not really. I mean, I had an idea of what it is, but not really. Here, it's worth kind of calling out the official MLB definition of the infield fly rule. To quote, a fair ball, not a line drive or a bunt, that can be caught by an infielder with ordinary effort when first and second bases or first, second, and third bases are occupied before 2 outs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and we're going to unpack this.
Do we have to?
Yeah. And and I think you'll think it's really interesting.
Okay.
I did not realize that there was so much here to unpack. So
Can I just ask one question because I need some clarity? I know what a bunt is. I don't know what a line drive is.
So a line drive is a hit that's off the ground, but it's not a pop up in that it doesn't have an arc. It's it has kind of a linear trajectory.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a slope.
So you'll understand why both of those types of hits are excluded
From the infield fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this seems simple.
Does it?
It's really not. Okay.
Nothing about this seems simple.
So to understand the rule, one should understand its history
Okay.
and what kind of old-timey horsing around, again, Roundup, yep. Old-timey horsing around was happening a long time ago
Give us a time frame.
that necessitated this rule.
Yeah.
I will. Just be patient. All of your questions will be answered.
All right. Well, you have 15 minutes.
Okay,
And you're done with 5 of them.
I know. In the 1890s,
Wow.
19th century stuff,
Gilded Age.
before the rule existed, a crafty infielder could intentionally drop a pop fly with runners on base and turn it into a double or a triple play.
Okay.
So let's illustrate that a little bit because
Okay.
even that is kind of hard
There's
to wrap
layers to
your
it.
brain around. So say there's runners on first and second.
Mm-hmm.
A batter pops it up to the shortstop, so an infield fly.
And we know what a shortstop is now.
Mm-hmm. The runners, knowing that they have to tag up or risk being doubled off, hold their bases.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they don't leave.
They don't leave. Uh-huh.
The shortstop lets the ball drop intentionally.
Okay.
And now it's a live ball.
It's in play.
It's in play. He picks it up, throws it to third to get the runner who's on second out because of the force. Then the third baseman throws it to the second to get that runner out who's on 1st. Another force out. Inning over.
Right. Oh,
Yep.
so this is why the 2 outs already is an element of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll cover all of that too.
Okay.
So the offense has no chance. There's nothing that they could do. If you hold your base in that situation, you get doubled up.
Yeah.
Say you stay on. You're like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying safe on my
On
base
first,
at second.
and
But
then
you're
Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
yeah, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation prior to the introduction of this rule.
Okay.
So that's a lot there.
A crafty shortstop.
Yeah, so
I have one of those on my mind.
So I realize that a big component of this has to do with tagging up. And what the hell is that?
I don't know. I just worked out.
Okay. So to understand the force out at the base, is fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah, I
if
get
you're on
that.
first base and somebody hits, you can't.
You have to make space for this
You
person.
gotta go.
Yeah.
You have to go. So tagging up is a rule that on a caught fly ball, runners have to be touching their base at the moment the ball hits the fielder's glove before they can legally advance.
Okay.
Okay, so if one is taking a lead from, say, first base, they get taken a lead off, and the batter hits a fly ball to, say, the left center gap, right? A place where it's not clear whether the ball is going to be caught or not. The runner on the base has a pretty quick decision to make. They can either play it safe and tack up on first to be sure that he'll be safe at first, and then could decide whether or not to advance to second, depending on what happens in the field. If the ball's caught or not. Or they could gamble
And make a move.
and just say, I'm not tagging up. I know that ball is going to drop right onto the outfield grass, and I'm taking off and I'm running as far as I
second.
can, or third.
Yeah,
in this
okay.
instance. So tagging up That's a part of it, and it's a
Okay.
decision that needs to be made. And we're going to find out that there's a lot of decisions that need to be made to declare whether something is subject to the infield fly rule.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance there.
My
Okay,
brain
so
hurts.
yeah. Fast forward back from the year 1890
Okay.
to right now, okay?
Whoa.
The modern framework with the quote unquote ordinary effort standard and the umpire's immediate verbal and signal declaration took shape gradually through the 20th century as the Rules Committee refined the language in response to edge cases and disputes. So, of course, yeah, if there's any kind of like human element involved, there's going to be some argument about how things work. Okay, so the rule today requires the umpire to call it immediately.
Okay.
To immediately declare whether a pop-up is subject to the infield fly rule.
Okay.
Right? Loudly. They need to yell, infield fly, batter is out, or infield fly, it's fair. Meaning, I'm invoking the infield fly rule, and the ball is gonna land fair and not foul. So that's even.
So the umpire's calling it while it's in the air?
Yes.
Before, okay.
Yeah, and it could get really messy if the ump calls infield fly, the runner's out, but then the ball lands in foul territory. It should be a foul ball, but it's too late.
Yeah.
The runner's out. The
out.
batter's out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, which is special. So let me read the definition again.
Okay.
Because I think now rereading the definition after giving that context, it will make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so a fair fly ball, not a line drive or a bunt, that can be caught by an infielder with ordinary effort when first and second base or first, second, and third bases are occupied before two are out.
Okay.
Okay, so it makes a little bit more sense now. So we can even, and this is where I'm gonna break down the parts of the language of the rules so that you can kind of understand how they play in with one another.
That makes sense.
Okay, so the rule mentions fair fly ball. What is that? So it has to be fair, or at least judged likely to be fair, when the umpire calls it. We just talked about this. It's like
It's in the air.
Yeah, it's in the air that the ump needs to make a judgment call whether or not they're going to invoke the rule or not, and that's subject to the ball landing in fair or foul territory.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on to
ordinary effort.
No, we're not there yet.
Okay.
What about a line drive or a bunt? And you had some questions about line drives. So, line drives are excluded because they're harder to judge and react in real time. You hit a lazy pop up, you get a couple seconds, but as the ball is going into the air and coming back down, whereas a line drive with a more of a linear trajectory at a much higher rate of speed, it's you can't call it because everything is happening too fast.
I see.
It acknowledges that it's just like the ump is not going to be able to make this. It's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
So those are harder to react to in real time.
And a bunt is harder to react to because you have no idea where the ball's going to go.
Well, yeah. And so for those who don't know what a bunt is,
Can I explain it?
Yeah.
Okay, a bunt is where you're the batter and you take the bat and you kind of like bring it down and you just like kind of tap the ball. Like you don't hit it, you just like kind of like bop it. And usually the ball like immediately hits the ground and rolls around and people have to scramble.
Yeah, it's almost like a sacrifice.
Yeah.
My teammate on second or on first base is really fast.
Yeah.
If I lay this bunt down and force the pitcher and the catcher and the first baseman in to deal with this, to get it to first base, to get me out, could afford my teammate
the chance
enough
to
time to pass second.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's not, the infield fly rule cannot be applied to a bunt.
Yeah.
And be honest, that makes sense because bunts don't fly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's in the name.
Yeah. Okay, so now here's another one.
Okay.
The rule states can be caught by an infielder. The operative word here is can.
Okay.
That
It's
does
catchable.
does not say that it will be caught
Right.
or is caught. It says can be caught. It's a judgment call made by the umpire about what's possible with ordinary effort. More nuanced human element stuff
Yeah.
here.
Because ordinary effort is such a funny
We love it.
phrase.
We
Yeah.
love the nuance. Or
We
do we?
do?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's up for debate. So ordinary effort, we're here. What is ordinary
I
effort?
mean, it just seems, yeah.
This may be the most subjective
Yeah.
part, and because so, it's the most controversial part
Yeah.
of the rule. Quote unquote, ordinary effort is not defined numerically.
Okay.
How would that even work, you know? So for a pro, fielding a pop-up on a nice, calm day should be easy and ordinary. However, not all pop-ups hit in the infield are easy to catch just because they're close. That same pop-up on, say, like a rainy day where the winds are swirling around could be a lot hard. It's going to be a lot harder. I mean, you're running around in mud and possibly running onto slick grass. I mean, all of these things kind of make it so that not every infield pop-up is easy to get.
Yeah.
And so the umpire needs to take that into consideration
Okay.
too. So there's even more nuance. Okay.
Yeah. And
Infielder.
Yeah.
Infielder is mentioned in the rule. We all know what infielders are, don't we?
Oh, we do.
The rule says an infielder, but it doesn't mean the ball has to be caught in the infield.
It just could be.
Or even by somebody playing an infield position. Even though it says infielder, one would assume that that's a first baseman, second baseman, shortstop, third, pitcher, catcher, infield. So if an outfielder comes in and the umpire judges the ball could be caught with ordinary effort by that person, the rule applies. So you could be out in right field.
Oh, and run in.
Run it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, an infielder could drift way into the outfield grass, which we see like kind of a lot of. Where like a shortstop will like run. It's like you're deep in left field at this point, buddy. That could be an infield. That could be subject to infield fly.
Yeah.
And finally, first and second or bases loaded before 2 outs. This rule only applies in double play or worse situations. Triple play, don't see a lot of those. Mm-hmm. In a situation where, say, the only runner is on first, there's no force at third for a runner on second. The whole point of this rule is to prevent situations in which runners on base are, quote, forced to advance and do not have the option for taking agency for themselves.
Yeah.
Thus taking away the decision that they need to make.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you might think that we're done here now and understanding this rule. So what happens after?
Wait, can I ask a
Sure.
quick question? How often do you see this come into play? Like, if you say you watch 5 baseball games a week, are you going to see it like during 1 out of every 5 games? Or is this like a really rare thing? You can't average it out.
I'm going to be straight up with you and with everybody. I don't know.
Have you seen it happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can definitely say with confidence that it's not a rarity.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if it's invoked
frequently
once a game on average. I'm not sure, but I'm going to be paying attention now.
Yeah, now that we know what it...
Yeah. So we've been through the history, the design of the rule, and the execution to some extent. But what happens after the ump is
calls
like,
it.
Infield fly, batter is out? What happens after that? The batter is automatically out the moment the umpire calls it, regardless of whether the ball is caught or dropped, lands foul, whatever.
Yeah.
Runner's out. The ball is still live. Yeah. So in that instance, say for instance, conditions are bad. Batter hits a pop-up, starts running to first, wind swirling around, says
calls it.
Infield fly rule, batter is out. Ball comes down and the
Mookie
fielder drops it, the ball is still live, meaning that people who are on base
First, second,
now
actually
they need to
third.
worry about and the batter's out.
Yeah.
Even though in theory probably shouldn't be.
But can the first baseman just stay on first?
Yeah. So the runners may advance at their own risk. If the ball drops and a runner wants to try to take a base, they can, but they can also be thrown out. Runners do not have to tag up if the ball is caught.
Okay.
They can run if they want or hold, but tagging is not required since the batter's already out. You don't need to tag up because the batter's out.
Right.
And if the ball is dropped again, runners are not forced anywhere. The force is removed because the batter is already out.
Yeah, nobody has to make room for...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That is making some more sense to me. Okay.
Okay. And then to close it out here, I think there was a time in relevant recent baseball history, or at least, in the grand scope of things going back to the 19th century. During a game on October 5th, 2012, the Atlanta Braves were taking on the St. Louis Cardinals in Atlanta for the NL wildcard spot that year. More on what the wild card means, but basically it plays into who qualifies for the postseason and who doesn't. It's a winner go home game.
For the pro season?
Yes.
What is a pro season?
Post.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that. So in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Braves are down 6-3, but they've got runners on first and second with one out.
Okay.
So here we go. Remember the rule? It's like less than 2 out.
Yes.
Runners on first, second,
potentially
and
third.
even third.
Yeah.
So
but not in this case.
Not in this case.
And the Braves are down by 3.
Braves are down by 3.
Okay.
The Braves shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, hits a pop fly to shallow left field where the Cardinals shortstop Pete Kozma drifts back and the left fielder Matt Holliday comes in. Neither one of them makes the catch. So it drops.
Okay, but is the infield fly rule called before it drops?
Umpire Sam Holbrook, positioned in left field, invokes the infield fly rule. And that's interesting because I was under the assumption that the only umpire that could call, that
was
could
the one
invoke
behind
the rule
the catcher.
was the home plate umpire.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
There's more than one umpire?
Yeah.
How many?
So there's one at home.
Okay.
There's one at second.
Okay.
And then there's one on the right field and left field lines.
Whoa.
Usually near third. Yeah, because
there's 5?
1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4.
Whoa.
Yeah, they need to make foul judgment call. Foul.
No, that makes sense. I just never noticed them before.
Yeah.
And they're in suits?
Well, they're all dressed in black. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look for them next time.
So umpire Sam Holbrook, he's positioned in left field, invokes the infield fly rule. The problem is that the ball came down in shallow left field about 150 feet from home plate.
Okay.
It's a long way. That's well beyond where the infield fly rule is typically invoked. And typically meaning there's no hard and fast rule here. Right? So it was not a routine play. It was not in the infield. The two fielders, Holliday and Kozma, both had to move significantly to get to the ball.
Okay.
The ball dropped. The runners were confused by the call.
Yeah, what do we do?
It didn't advance aggressively. The Braves ended up with less than they should have had the play been called differently or not at all.
Yeah. But who knows what would have happened? I mean, it's like, that's not like, oh, they would have scored 3 points. Like, who knows?
So the fans, in the confusion, they're frustrated. They start throwing shit onto the field.
Stop.
Well, yeah, because this is a big game. If their team loses.
I know, but you can't throw stuff onto the field.
So they threw some shit out on the field.
Like what kind of stuff? Like trash?
And yeah, the game was delayed and the Cardinals held on. They won the game. The Braves formally protested the game.
Okay.
MLB rejected the protest, ruling that the umpire's judgment call was within the rules. I mean, technically they were right because, quote, ordinary effort is completely subjective and
defensible.
And enough that for the MLB to say Holbrook's decision out there and left is valid.
Wow.
It remains one of the most controversial umpiring decisions in recent postseason history, and a perfect illustration of why, quote, ordinary effort is really a loaded phrase.
Yeah,
It
it
really
really
is.
is. You know what it's reminding me of? When I lived in Montana, there's no speed limit. The speed limit is
Reason?
or it's like it's cautious and prudent,
Yeah.
something like that. And it's like
The hell that's
The
going to mean
cop-
something. That's going to mean something different to everybody.
100%. And whoever's pulling you over can just like make a call based on your attitude and not by like any
Or just their feelings. It's like,
their vibe, the
Yeah.
aura.
yeah. So this rule, I mean, this is the kind of shit that I really love about baseball.
This is the kind of shit I hate about baseball.
The controversial nuance and how it's subject to an individual human's judgment
Yeah.
makes it really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rule also is crucial to the integrity of the game,
Yeah.
because if the rule didn't exist, like
Infielders could drop the
it would
ball
just
and be like,
yeah, and in my research, I also found out, and this could be fodder for another episode, but in the 1800s and probably the early 20th century, a lot of the game of baseball were teams looking to exploit loopholes.
Yes.
Like this, trying to get around these things. So
still to this day, I mean, people will find a way.
yeah, and I'm not sure because this is crucial. It needs to happen. I don't know how the hell a robot is going to be able to call this.
Yeah. So they can't take baseball away from our humanity.
No, I mean, I hope not.
2050, we're watching robots play. God, that'd be so boring.
It's like the enhanced games. Did you hear about this?
Yes. That's like the steroid games in Vegas.
Yeah.
Isn't Peter Thiel like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Peter Thiel says, bring robots to baseball. And nothing's funnier than a robot falling and not being able to get up. I'd watch a baseball game with that.
The only thing we have at this point. Yeah, it's like, see,
We got to laugh at them
Yeah, they're just-
until they're holding us at gunpoint.
yeah, they really are like us. So
Well,
yeah,
thanks for
that's
explaining that.
rules roundup.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's complicated. I think you did a good job of explaining it.
I hope so.
You did. You're good at explaining stuff. And I think this is one that like really needs like a breakdown.
Yeah, and like I'm definitely like, I'll be watching baseball this afternoon.
Didn't realize.
Yeah, you know,
Ah.
like
Will you be doing that while you're screwing the gutters into the garage? You can listen to baseball while you do chores.
maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
Put your headphones on, go to Home Depot, sheet metal screws, bing, bang, boom.
No problem.
Cool. Well, thanks for explaining that.
Yeah, no
Rules
problem.
roundup. We'll get you
Hopefully
the
that wasn't too boring.
No, it wasn't. It was confusing, but it was going to be no matter what.
You love an emphatic umpire call.
Well,
You love a
just found out that
dramatic
there's a bunch
strikeout
of
call.
Umpires now.
What's that?
I didn't even know there were that many umpires.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I want to be an umpire.
Well, as we're finding out here,
I need to know a lot of things.
you need to know a lot about the rules. You basically need to have, and I don't know how big the MLB rule book is. I bet you we should probably
Do you
get a
think it's
copy of it.
spiral bound?
It's a tome, I'm sure. It's probably a huge chunk of a volume. And to be an umpire, particularly at the pro level, I think one would have to know that rule book back and forth.
Probably have to stop smoking weed.
You would definitely need to. And you also need to be able to reference that rule book in your brain
In real time.
and then apply the different rules in a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah.
So it's not.
But in some ways, I'm doing that all the time with my job. It's like, is this clay too dry? I'm like referencing my personal rule book. And then I'm like, I can put the slip on now. So like, I feel like I could do it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I think.
And there are no female umpires, right?
Yeah, there is.
And
I think it was like last year was the first year that.
really?
Am I confusing this with
Wait,
NFL?
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. Can you look that up?
Female umpires in MLB. Oh my God, I bet they're so swaggy.
And it's also like reviewing these rules like this is really.
Okay, Jen Paywall, the first umpire in MLB who debuted on August 9th, 2025.
Exactly. Yeah.
The
Remember
seventh woman to work as a professional baseball umpire. Cool.
So there's other women pros, but at like triple double and single A's, she was the first to make the show, basically.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like when you Google something and they have the suggested questions after it, do female umpires wear cups? Like for what? On their tits?
No. And they're over their groin.
Why would they though?
I mean, I can't speak to this, but would it hurt?
Okay, let me see what the answer is.
To get hit?
No, they don't. No, they wear a specialized pelvic protector.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes called a Jill or a female pelvic guard. It protects the pubic bone.
Yeah. Just because one doesn't have a ding dong,
even though the anatomy is different, high velocity baseballs and softballs can cause severe bruising, trauma, or bone injury. Okay. Awesome. Well, yeah, way to go, Jen Powell. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I'll find out.
Sorry about that, Jen.
What?
No, I'm apologizing. I'm apologizing to this groundbreaking umpire right here live on the show. Because, well, I knew of her, but
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm apologizing because we're butchering her name.
Oh, yeah.
We should know this person's name. So sorry about that, Jen, if you're listening. If you're one of the now 12.
Her name's Jill. I'm just
Jill?
kidding. No, it's Jen. Okay, to all listeners.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do a deep dive on Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
That's the player I'm bringing to the spotlight today.
Cool.
I love Mookie Betts. I have always loved Mookie Betts. And a couple of years ago, I was looking up info about him because I've drawn him before for some like Christmas ornaments. And there was a New York Times headline, I think, and it said Mookie Betts making baseball fun again. And I do think that is like a good way to think about it. Obviously, like Javi Baez, who we talked about last week, is a really fun player. There's plenty of fun players in the league, but Mookie brings like a very fun element. And he's like very polished and involved in, well, he's in the Dodgers, so he's often like, he's a popular player. But when they do those, sometimes they'll mic players during important games.
I like that.
And Mookie is often like one of the ones who's down to get mic'd and he's down to chop it up with the announcers in a really fun way. So
I love that when they mic players during the game.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
They definitely do it in the All-Star game, and so I'm looking forward to watching the All-Star game. But
All-Star weekend for the Yips is going to be a big one.
Yeah, we're going to Philly.
Me.
We're going to drive out to Philly.
See the bell.
I've been wanting to go to Philly so bad. That was like my manifestation for this summer.
I know.
Maybe we could.
Maybe we could.
Anyway. Mookie Betts was born in Nashville in 1992 as Marcus Lynn Betts. His initials are
MLB.
MLB.
Wow, I didn't know that.
By design.
That's cool.
Yes.
By design. So his parents were like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And Mookie became his nickname because Mookie Blaylock was an NBA player in the 90s that his parents were really fond of. And so they started calling him Mookie derivative of Marcus. So Mookie's mom, Diana, is one cool bee. She was really into sports, really into competitive bowling, which we'll get into later. She was at the bowling alley when she went into labor. Yeah.
With Mookie?
With Mookie. And she was also a huge baseball fan, and she wanted to get her son into Little League, but he was really small, and she took him to the park and tried to sign him up, and they were like, we already have too many small guys. So she brought him around to a few different parks in Nashville, and nobody would accept Mookie. And there were a couple other small guys. And so Diana took all of the rejects, kind of. I hate to say that, but all of the little guys who couldn't get on these Little League teams and created her own team and coached them. So
what were they called? Do you know?
I don't know. We should look that up. But
ooh, that's cool. It's like a Bad News Bears situation.
Yes.
Like yeah.
So Diana played softball in high school and was a pretty celebrated high school softball player. So she was the coach. So Mookie's mom, Diana, was his first coach. And he's still short. He's 5'9".
Yeah. And that's what they say.
What?
Isn't there like a general rule for like athletes and celebrities and things like that when they're listed at like 6'2", it's like old boy is...
Okay, old boy's listed at 5'9", so maybe he's 5'7".
He might be like 5'8", dripping wet.
Okay, so career-wise, he was drafted by the Red Sox in 2011, and he made his MLB debut in 2014. And he went to the World Series with the Red Sox in 2018. In 2020, he was traded to the Dodgers with a 12-year, $365 million extension. So I think he's slated to play until 2032.
Okay.
Which is exciting for fans of his like me.
Yeah.
So in the Red Sox, he mostly played right field, and he felt really at home as an outfielder. So we know Mookie, and we actually saw him play this past weekend, and he was playing shortstop. And so he is currently a celebrated shortstop player, so
Yeah.
you'd say. We had the privilege of watching the Dodgers play the White Sox on Saturday. And Yamamoto was pitching, and we went to see the White Sox, but we went to see the Dodgers. The White Sox weren't doing so well, and our attention quickly shifted to watching Yamamoto pitch what seemed to be almost a perfect game. Until, I can't remember who was batting. Yamamoto pitches the ball, the batter hits it. It's a pretty easy infield ball.
Like a routine.
And Mookie dropped the ball. So Mookie kind of thwarted Yamamoto's potential to get a perfect game. But, it happens. It happens. People, people make mistakes. But Mookie felt really bad about it.
Oh, my God. I can't even imagine.
So anyway, so his first game, he gets drafted to the Dodgers, and they had some injuries in their lineup, and the coach had a couple people subbing in for shortstop.
Sure.
But there was some issue. One of them got injured, and the coach was like, Mookie, you're playing shortstop. So there's a story that Mookie's going to debut as shortstop in 2023 at Wrigley Field. He's just come off of paternal leave. He's just had his second kid, I think.
Cool.
And
congratulations.
He just had his third kid.
Yeah.
So
even more congratulations, Mookie. I know you're listening to this. Yeah.
So he's apparently in traffic, and he's stuck in gridlock traffic trying to get to Wrigley to debut as a shortstop player. And he missed the opening pitch. So he was late. I'm like, how do you even get out on the field without warming up? Like, I thought they got there 5 hours early. But
also, I can understand how he
Betts.
could be late, especially trying to get to Wrigley through Chicago traffic is
in an Uber.
horrible.
In an Uber.
He was taking an Uber?
Yeah.
I guess.
An Uber Black, probably. He said that he got bored in outfield because he believes that his type of athleticism is better suited to infield play.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody would know better than him, too. It's his body.
Yeah.
It's his body. It's his business.
So for a while, he played shortstop and continued to play outfield. But 2025 was the first season he played shortstop continuously. And 2025 was his first postseason playing shortstop. So I listened to an interview with him. You know when they have those interviews like right after a game and the players sit and like all the press is there? It's like a press. What do you even call that?
Press conference. Presser?
Yes, a press conference. Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. No. It's really interesting because generally a player's trajectory
glad you're bringing this up.
Is the opposite.
Yes.
Like you start as a spry infielder, and as you age, it's like, all right, we're going to move you out to left or right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead.
It's like often, it's like putting someone out to like sending your dog to the farm or whatever. It's like, put him out in the outfield. It's a point in a career, in 2025. So he's been playing, he was drafted in 2011. So it's typically a time of your career where twilight is setting in and you get sent out to outfield.
Yeah,
but
out to the
Mookie
farm.
Bringing in,
he's going the opposite direction.
Yeah. And apparently that's never happened before in the sport's history.
What?
That Betts moving from outfield to shortstop, and
he's swimming upriver.
Upriver.
Everybody's going the other way. Wow, that's really interesting.
Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
And it gives you like a little bit of empathy for why he ruined Yamamoto's perfect game potential. So I was listening to a press conference with him talking about playing shortstop in the postseason. And he said that like throughout the season, he'd been stressed out and was like really having to switch his mind from outfield to shortstop. And he said that it finally clicked for him when he realized he was playing shortstop and he wasn't thinking about it anymore, which makes so much sense. Like I feel like that with like learning French or like playing an instrument or something, or like getting better at a job or a skill or editing something, like you're thinking about it, you're so concentrated, and then all of a sudden you realize like, wait, I just did that and I didn't even, it
This is
just
just,
came
like, part of
naturally.
me.
And he credits, so he, in 2025, he had a pretty bad offensive season until like midway through, and then he kind of trended up with hits. And he says he credits that to feeling more comfortable as shortstop, because when he was so in his head about playing shortstop and then he had to switch to batting, it just felt really, he had too much on his mind.
Got it.
But once he got good at shortstop, he felt like he could be a better offensive player, and everything just clicked. In 2025, he tied for best place among shortstops in the league for 17 runs saved.
Wow.
You know, those like best shortstop in the league, there's so many different metrics to measure that, and runs saved is one of them. And so if you look up best shortstop of 2025, he ranks anywhere from 1 to 5, but still impressive.
That's incredible. And I think it's kind of understood, or at least understood by me with absolutely no context, that the most athletic and capable player on the field is the shortstop.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's my favorite shortstop. Dansby Swanson, close second.
Cool.
Just learned that he's a shortstop.
Yeah. What about bowling? Aren't you going to talk bowling?
Yeah, don't bury the lead, or
Okay.
don't.
I thought you were winding down, so I'm like, all right.
No, I want to talk about his play style, and then I want to talk about his illness, and then a little bit more about his personal life. So he's super, super versatile, clearly. I read something that said the most remarkable individual success story bound to go down as legendary in 2025 could be Mookie Betts transforming himself into one of the best defensive shortstops in the league. And it came at a point in his career when twilight is typically starting to gleam for nearly everyone else. Betts moving from the outfield to shortstop and being this good has never happened before in the sport's history.
It's amazing.
He says his time in the outfield influences his infield play, and he approaches the ball aggressively, using one-hand pickups. And so he's kept some of the outfield spirit alive in the infield.
Incorporating outfield techniques into infield play.
And Mookie is incredibly disciplined and talks a lot about all of the training he does in the off season. And so I think part of him transitioning to shortstop and being so good is that he really took it seriously, really practiced. And when he was having trouble offensively, when he was having trouble connecting with the ball, players said that he would spend an extra 2 hours after practice just having pitches thrown to him and just hitting. He's really, really disciplined, and he practices a lot. He takes his career very seriously. He's been in the news recently, especially last year. He got really sick with this mystery virus. 2 days before opening day in Japan, he was on the plane to Tokyo and got really sick. He said it was like the worst plane ride of his life. And he had severe stomach pains, could not keep solid food down, and had no energy. He landed in Tokyo. I think he did one practice, and he's like, I got to go back. And so he flew home. And in the first few weeks of the season, he lost a ton of weight. He went from 175 pounds to 157 pounds. 157 pounds is pretty trim, even for a 5'9" guy. And he said, at this point, he said, I'm tired of feeling sick. I just want to play. He felt really debilitated by not being able to get out there.
So crazy. That's crazy.
Well, the other thing is, like, when he did start to feel better, it was like midway through the season, and to gain weight back and to gain muscle back is hard enough.
Yeah.
But if you're in the middle of your team's season and you're traveling, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And so we actually watched a video of him on YouTube, and he travels with this kitchen setup, like an induction cooker and seasonings, and he's very particular about what he eats. And I have to imagine that came in, like, that was really helpful when he was trying to gain muscle back on the road, because it would be really hard to keep the nutrition side of your conditioning on point when you're like on a plane all the time and eating out all the time.
Yeah.
So he has a really disciplined approach to everything regarding his fitness, including his nutrition.
His YouTube channel is also really fun to watch.
He has a really fun YouTube channel, and he has a really fun podcast. It's called On Base with Mookie Betts.
Friend of the pod, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I would check that out. And he just sits down with professional baseball players, and they just kind of yuck it up.
Yeah.
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 So he and his wife, Brianna Hammonds, met in middle school. They have 3 children. And he's really funny. Like I said, they often mic him up in the game, and like those are always a treat to listen to.
I love him.
So yeah, his mom introduced him not only to baseball, but also to bowling. She says she was at the bowling alley, the night he was born. And when he was a young child, they brought his crib to the bowling alley while she played competitively. He started bowling at age 3 and won his first bowling competition at age 8.
Okay.
He still bowls.
Yeah.
And I found this really charming. There's this website called Baseball References, and it's like a stats database that is really well respected. Okay.
Baseball Reference?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you click on Mookie Betts' page, and it has all of his stats for every year, every position,
entire career. Yeah.
But in his Baseball Reference page, there's a page for his bowling record.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's cute.
So beneath his like MLB
If you
stats,
scroll down, you'll
it's
see
like
his professional bowling
PBA
record.
stats.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
So not only does he bowl in the off season, he bowls professionally in the off season, and he bowled a perfect game in the World Series of Bowling in 2017. He's a really
crazy.
good bowler. And his wife has said, like, if she like doesn't know where he is and she knows he's not at practice, she's like, he's going to be at the bowling alley. He says bowling keeps him competitive in the off season, but he's been known to, during the regular season, sneak away to a local bowling alley and bowl a little bit.
That is so cool.
He's a really cool guy. And
He's a really cool guy.
I think he's really generous with how much he shares of his like life and behind the scenes stuff through his YouTube channel and his podcast. So he's one of those players who like is really fun to get to know.
It seems like a really endearing man.
Yes, and I watched I think it was an all-star game, so it wasn't like that super serious, but they mic'd him up, and he was like complaining about how he had met Usher, and Usher does this thing where he serenades women during his concerts. Like he'll pick someone in the audience and bring her up and serenade her. And Mookie was like, "You can't do that to my wife. Like, don't ever do that to Brianna." And Usher's like, "No promises."
No. Yeah, I can't make any guarantee there. Yeah.
So yeah, if Mookie's he's a fun player to watch. I wouldn't say that like he's not as fun to watch as like Javi Baez, but he's just like all around a really fun person. And I think he's a great entry point into baseball.
He's got to be a really great teammate too.
He seems like a great teammate.
Yeah, like a great clubhouse guy. Yeah.
And he plays for the Dodgers, which is like a team that, is really, really well respected, doing very well.
Stacked with all-star. There's like an all-star at every position almost. Yeah.
And so if you're watching the Dodgers and you're a newer fan to baseball, it's easy to just, want to watch Shohei. But, keep your eye on number 50, Mookie Betts. He's the short guy playing shortstop.
I love him.
Yeah, me too. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's, I think, everything.
Yeah. That's a wrap on episode 3. This was a really good one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what our listeners are going to think.
Pete liked it.
Pete loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. So that's a wrap on that one.
That's a wrap on that one. Thank you guys so much for all your support, for like watching the clips and watching the YouTube show and listening to our podcast. Please continue to support. Please tell your friends about it. Rate the podcast if you want to. Leave a comment. That would be great. We're trying to grow. And if we get to 500 Instagram followers, we're going to the batting cage, baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Please follow us. I want to go to a batting cage with you really bad.
Me
Especially
too.
It's on a beautiful day.
Do you think we can get 500 followers by the end of the summer?
Oh, I think so.
You think so? I think we have 34.
No.
Yes, babe.
Check again.
Okay.
I think we're in the 60s now.
No.
Share.
I was
going to
say 100, but I'm like.
No, I think unless.
No, I was going to say once we get to 100, then we'll go. But we have 62 followers.
62.
Okay. So if we can get to 500.
500 yippies?
500. Yeah. Come on, guys. Follow us on Instagram. Tell your
dad.
friends.
Tell your dad.
Your dad's going to love us.
Yeah. Tell your dad. Retroactively on Father's Day, because as we're recording, Father's Day is tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
This one goes out to all my dads.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, by the time you hear this. But yeah, tell Tell all the daddies out there about the pod.
And fathers have rights too. And Eric's going to talk about that for a little bit. Not all men.
I'm not.
This is what a feminist looks like.
I am not talking about that.
Eric has one of those shirts that says this is what a feminist looks like.
Eric does not have a shirt that says that.
All right, Yippies. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Wednesdays. Ciao.
See ya.